Welcome to TERRA at Home with your host, Chris Moretti.
Good morning and welcome to TERRA at Home. This weekend, of course, is Mother's Day. So this morning on the show, we're going to start off by learning about a few new tools for new moms. I'm joined by Ellery Hough from Springy's Tot Shop in Hamilton. Thanks so much for being with us, Ellery.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about cloth diapers. And I know that when I say cloth diapers, what immediately comes to mind to many people is, first of all, it's a complete mystery, or they've got this conception of what cloth diapers were in, say, the 70s when they sort of hit the scene. But cloth diapers have changed a lot. Tell us about how things have evolved, and you've got a whole smorgasbord of stuff here.
Yes.
Let's start by talking about what makes cloth diapers different now than, say, 10, 15 years ago.
Sure. Well, cloth diapering now, although there are many different types of cloth diapers that you can have and try, cloth diapering has been made very, very simple. And, you know, compared to back then when it was just a simple piece of cloth that you would wrap around your baby and pin together, the way that cloth diapers are made really enhances how they absorb, how they go on and off, and how somebody can use them over time with a child and as they grow.
That's great.
So that's one of the biggest things now. Different diapers will hit, you know, different price points depending on somebody's budget. You know, that is one factor that's involved. And then how somebody's going to use them, whether they're looking for something that's a little bit more absorbent or less absorbent, or if, you know, they try one diaper and it doesn't quite work for them because of the shape of their child, they might try a different type of diaper.
Okay, so before we launch into the different systems and how they work, you mentioned everyone's budget.
Yes.
And I think that's a really key component of why one might try cloth diapering.
Absolutely.
It, in the long run, is less expensive than traditional diapers. Is that true?
Than disposable diapers?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. There's anybody who does a little bit of research, when you actually put the dollar figures to what it costs to do disposable diapers from a newborn infant until a child is potty trained, the average is that you're going to come up with most of the time are anywhere around $2,000 to $2,500 per child.
That's a lot of money
just
on
to do
diapers.
just to do disposables, and that's even if you're bargain hunting, you know, looking for sales. With cloth diapering, because you can get these diapers now that will literally grow with the child. They're sized using buttons or Velcro so that these can grow. So you just buy it one time, okay? And it's designed to go from a newborn baby all the way up. So somebody would, if you were to do full-time cloth diapering, want to buy anywhere from 20 to 30 of these, depending on your child and depending on how much you want to be washing.
Right.
With that in mind, you could spend anywhere from $300 to $700 in an investment on your cloth diapers.
Okay.
But that's it.
And it's a one-time investment. And then could you keep the system and use it with a second child as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you even factor in the washing, the hydro, all that, you're still only averaging per diaper about, or all of your diapers, about $100 a year.
Okay.
So it's a huge, huge savings.
So in a nutshell, I mean, systems differ from manufacturer to manufacturer, but the components are basically the same. We're looking at sort of an outer shell or a casing that come in super cute little patterns, and then inside inserts. Is that right?
That's correct.
Can you show us how one would work then in an average scenario?
One of the most popular, I'll start with this one because this is a very, very popular system. It is a pocket diaper that is designed to go right from newborn baby all the way up to a potty trained toddler. The system here is composed of a waterproof outer layer.
Okay.
A very soft cotton inner layer.
Okay.
All right. And this is what's going to very important. This is what's going to be up against the baby's skin. And then the actual absorbent part is this here. This is the inner liner. Now there are different types of liners. This is a micro fleece liner. It's very, very absorbent.
Okay.
You can also get hemp liners, which absorb very quickly, and organic cotton liners. But at the end of the day, these are designed to do the actual work of the diaper.
Okay.
All right. These get put into the diaper, and I'll just do it very quickly. Just like that. So it disappears inside. So now this is ready to go on the child.
Okay.
Now, depending on the size of your child, that would already be predetermined by using these buttons to fasten them to make this smaller or bigger accordingly.
Yeah.
Would you like me to put it on the child?
That's okay. That's really neat. And there are different types of systems that have different stuff for the liners, different materials, as you said.
Yeah.
And the whole thing just goes into the washing machine.
That's right. When you're taking this off the child, you would store it in a wet bag that's designed specifically for dirty diapers. And when it's ready to be washed, you just take them all, dump them in the washing machine with the bag itself, and that's it.
Now there are other inserts as well for moms on the go. Maybe you're out at a friend's house or out at the park, and the idea of lugging around the big wet bag, that kind of thing, could be kind of inconvenient.
Yes.
There are disposable liners as well.
So there's another system altogether. This particular one here is Flip. That's the brand name, but there are other companies that make them as well.
Yeah.
So this is just comprised of just the outer portion. So this is waterproof. Now there are different things that you can do with a system like this. So you can, for at home, use a pre-fold, something like this, where you would put this in and put it on the baby just like that.
Yep. And then that's washable.
This is washable. You can also reuse this system because potentially you could clean that if it didn't get soiled and put a new liner in there and use it again. So you don't
even need to wash the shell.
Not necessarily every time. So it's good for being out and on the go. If a mom or a dad didn't want to carry the wet bag with them, with this system you can also buy disposable inserts that could be inserted. So in a diaper bag, if you just wanted to bring a few with you, if you were running out and about or going to a friend's house, then yes, you could just bring a couple of disposables. They're a lot smaller than regular disposable diapers are, and you could just use those.
Perfect. And then all of these different systems come with adorable outer liners. There are tons to choose from.
Absolutely.
Patterns, solids, they're absolutely adorable.
Yes.
It's a really cool thing.
Yes.
Are there special considerations for care as far as washing? Do you need to think about specific detergent, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that is important. When you're washing cloth diapers, actually less is more. Use a very small amount of detergent with cloth diapers, which is a good thing because it saves the environment. You're not using a lot, as well as it keeps the costs down. One important factor with cloth diapering is because you're relying on the fabric to be very absorbent, it is important to watch the type of detergents that you use.
Okay.
You can use your standard detergents, but some of them might have fabric brighteners or fabric softeners, and those chemicals can potentially over time start to inhibit the fabric from absorbing.
Yeah.
So it is preferable to use something that's more specific to cloth diapering, and you would only use that kind of detergent when you were washing your diapers, but they don't contain those sorts of chemicals, and therefore it doesn't become an issue.
And you've got everything they need to get started, including the detergent at Springy's.
Absolutely, we do.
Ellery, thank you so much for being with us this morning, and for more information you can visit springys.ca. Join us after the break for more great stuff for the mom in your life on TERRA at Home.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
When we first bought the house, the lawn was nothing but brown. So I called my father-in-law. He's really good with the lawn. He knows exactly what to do.
Well, I told him you're Scott's turf builder. He said, well, I got this other stuff, and I told him, take it back to the store. But some brands have filler, like sand and gravel, stuff you don't want on your lawn. Scott's turf builder is pure food. Every granule's 100% nutrition. You get what you pay for every time. You see what happens, Tim, when you listen to your father-in-law?
All food, no filler. That's the Scott's advantage.
welcome back to TERRA at Home, where we're now on set with Lindsay Peddle. Lindsay, you are the owner of Momstown Hamilton, and just in time for Mother's Day, I'm excited to hear about this unique concept. Can you tell us about what Momstown is and what you do?
Sure. Momstown is actually a really large group of moms all across Canada who have been socially networked through an online website. The only thing that makes us different is that we actually have online components as well as in-person community components.
Okay.
So locally based moms, I happen to be the owner of Momstown Hamilton. We get together, we have play dates, we have play dates just for moms too. We do all kinds of things to basically connect the moms in our community, get them out of the house and get them interacting with others and just having an all-around good time.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's a concept born out of social interaction online.
That's right.
So basically it sort of began as I guess maybe an online community, but it's now branched out to be a community in real life.
Even in the beginning stages, they used an online base to basically plan their events. So it's always been an in-person kind of event. So you'd come and meet at a park or meet at a play date or whatever the case may be for that day. But we've taken online and used it to our advantage because we can place the calendar there, we can schedule the events, we can share information with our moms and just keep them informed, as well as sharing the information about when the events are and what's happening.
So you're directly involved with Momstown Hamilton, but
yeah.
I understand that Momstown sort of began quite locally as well.
That's right. Momstown was started actually out of Burlington. The Burlington chapter is actually still our largest and most successful chapter. Anne-Marie Burton, who still lives in Burlington, is the owner of Momstown and was there when it began. She's taken it from one small chapter in Burlington to now 18 all across Canada. We're nationwide. We go from here all the way to Alberta.
Wow.
Yeah.
So lots of moms all over the place
That's right.
finding the benefits of this.
That's right.
You began as a member of Momstown Burlington and then decided to start the Hamilton chapter. Tell us about that.
Sure. When my daughter was about 8 weeks old, I came across a postcard from Momstown in a local store and thought, oh, this is what I've been looking for. I was a mom with a little tiny baby and absolutely no personal friends who had children yet. So I felt really alone, really isolated. It was winter.
Yeah.
Locked up in my house with this new baby that really didn't do much at the time other than eat and cry. Sometimes sleep.
As
it depended
they tend to do, yeah.
It depended on the day. And found Momstown and jumped right in. I loved it. I joined right away that afternoon and within a week was looking into buying Momstown Hamilton. And by the time she was turning about 6 or 7 months old is when I actually launched it. And it's been almost 2 years for Hamilton.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How much has the Hamilton chapter grown in that time?
Gosh, we have 170 or so members. We have over almost 600 users, so that's people who actually use the website, check in on our blogs, you know, have our newsletter on a monthly basis. We send out a newsletter. Some of them have gone back to work. Some of them are still involved daily. Some of them are still involved on the online component and come out for our weekend events, which we do quite frequently as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of them stay on board even when their kids get older because they've made friends through Momstown and they like the woman-to-woman connection just as much as they like the mom and kid connection that it offers.
I think that's an important component where we think about connecting mom to mom, but it's woman to woman as well, where it's not just about the kids and being there for the kids, but you're there for each other as friends too.
Yeah, and I think that's almost more important. I mean, there's all kinds of places in the community where you can take the kids and have a play date, but you'll notice that if you go to some of these places, all the moms still sort of play with their own kids and no one really interacts, and it's just the way that our society's gone. Everyone's kind of stayed inside on their computers where it's safe. And they've lost that ability to kind of make connections and make friendships. So that's where Momstown comes in. We connect them online. They get to know each other on our online message board. So essentially like a Facebook news feed, same idea, only it's on our site, so it's private.
That's good.
They're able to talk about anything, and they do. Anything you can imagine, everything from mommy issues to woman issues, family issues. We're just a big network of moms supporting each other. So,
can you give us a few examples of some of the activities that Momstown sort of sponsors and the things that you do, the play dates that you partake in?
We do lots of different types of crafts. Obviously, kids love to get their hands dirty, and moms love to take home that little piece of art that they create. Momstown actually has a curriculum that runs every month. For April, it was April Flowers. For May, for Mother's Day, obviously we do a lot of events, but we also have, our theme is bullfrogs and butterflies. So we'll be doing we do a baby book club where we bring a story and the babies are all able to, not just babies, toddlers, I say baby book club, but we bring a book, we read it, and then we do a craft that's involved around it. In the same token, we have a mommy book club in the evenings.
Nice.
We have mom night outs where we go for desserts. We have a mommy networking group, so moms who own businesses within our group get together and work together to, we have different topics, things like social media, networking, accounting, anything you can imagine. We let the members sort of drive the topics.
So really something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to offer all of the mums something. Like, as you can imagine, your priorities change and things are different as your kids get older. Yeah. So we offer crafts all the way from 0 or as little as they can be, finger painting and things like that, all the way up to preschool type of crafts with some built-in education and learning.
So I imagine with the community that large and that wide range, there are a range of ages in kids and the moms as well.
That's right. Yep, our moms range from mid-20s, I think that's probably the youngest, all the way up into mid-40s. And our kids, the bulk of the kids are 0 to 5.
Right.
So preschool before they get into school. But like I said, a lot of the moms, even after the kids are in school, still maintain those friendships and stay on the online component anyway.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I imagine you yourself saw some real benefit from joining Momstown, and that's why you decided to branch it out for yourself. What are the benefits really of this company and this service, and how do people react to it?
People are really inspired by it. I can't tell you how many moms have said to me, oh, I wish I had that when I was a mom or when I had little kids. So it's really sort of a new concept, especially the piece of, there's been a lot of mommy networks over the last 8 to 10 years that have all been online, but the fact that Momstown has taken that and brought in that local component is what's really valuable. It's one thing to connect the moms online, and yes, they feel connected and they have someone to talk to, but it's not a real friendship unless you can get out and get involved with each other and get your kids involved.
Yeah.
It's been ultra rewarding for me. I've been to many, kids' birthday parties of recent, and all of the moms that are there are my members, and they all know each other because of Momstown.
So if someone is interested in joining, how do they go about finding you?
Sure. We have a website, hamilton.momstown.ca. They can access it there. Everyone can try it for 2 weeks for free, see what it's all about, and then hopefully come out and join us and stay for the year.
Fantastic. Lindsay, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Chris.
And let me be the first to wish you a very happy Mother's Day
Thank
this
you.
weekend.
Thanks.
And happy Mother's Day to all of you. Coming up after the break, a special treat for Mom in the Kitchen with Chef Rachel.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Back to TERRA at Home, where Chef Rachel and I are back in the TERRA at Home kitchen. And Rachel, you're going to show us how to make a fabulous breakfast for Mom for Mother's Day.
Yes, today we're going to make Eggs Benedict, really fancy, kind of not so simple recipe for Mom that I think she'll really appreciate.
Fantastic.
Okay. There's a lot of different components that go into Eggs Benedict. Basically, it's English muffin, traditionally, with some bacon. We're going to use Canadian back bacon or pea meal bacon, and poached eggs, a little bit of hollandaise sauce that we're going to make ourselves, and we're going to serve it with some sliced fresh tomato.
Sounds great.
So I'm going to start by getting the bacon going, because that'll take a little bit of time. So I have 4 nice big pieces here. We'll just put that on high heat and we'll get those going, then we can move them off to the side and focus on our sauce and the poached eggs.
Perfect. So they're easy to do, just a nice hot pan, and we want to basically cook them on both sides. Nothing to it.
Yeah, so we can just kind of put that aside and we don't really have to pay too much attention to that for a couple minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to switch these pans here and we will get the poached eggs going.
Okay.
So this is an egg poacher that I have here. Just make sure that I have this one on low. Okay, so this is specifically for poaching eggs, this pot. Well, that's a little hot, so be careful. So I've filled the pot almost all the way with some water, and I have it boiling here on high heat. And these little cups just sit right in there. So you know you have enough water when these are kind of
floating a little bit?
Floating a bit in the water. So this is the egg poacher that I use. It makes really nice, perfect eggs for Eggs Benedict. If you don't have an egg poacher, you can definitely use a pot of water, bring it to a boil, add just a touch of white vinegar.
Okay.
And that'll help to keep the egg whites together when you put it in. And then what you want to do in that case is use something like a big spoon or a ramekin like this and crack the eggs right in there. Make sure that, you know, it looks nice, the yolk is still whole.
Okay.
And then you can slowly drop it into
sort of
your...
lower it gently into the water.
Yes.
That makes
and so
sense.
that works the same too.
Okay.
However, this way you get nice, perfect little eggs that fit nicely onto the English muffins.
And naturally, being a chef, you've got the tools of the trade on hand here. Not all of us at home are so lucky, but we've got the benefit of it here in the TERRA at Home kitchen.
Right, so we'll just crack these eggs right into there. So we'll do 4 of these because we can fit 4. And then you want to turn the heat down to medium.
Okay.
And the cooking time will vary depending on how you like your eggs done. If you like them soft in the middle, about 2 minutes. And if you like the yolks to be a little more hard, it'll take closer to 4 minutes.
Now, traditionally, I think for Eggs Benedict, you generally go with a bit of a soft yolk, but obviously, if Mom prefers a nice firm yolk, then we want to give Mom what she wants, clearly, for Mother's Day.
Right, that's true. Make sure you know how Mom likes her eggs done before you start cooking. So again, we'll move this over and we'll get the pot ready for the sauce.
All right.
I'm going to give my bacon a turn as well while I'm over here.
Which is smelling really good already.
You can use regular sliced bacon if you'd like, or even some ham.
Perfect.
Okay, so that looks good there. Now, we need to get this water back up to a boil.
Okay.
And so this is for the hollandaise sauce.
Now, the hollandaise sauce is kind of what makes Eggs Benedict Eggs Benedict. And it's my understanding that it's not the easiest thing in the world to make. Is that true?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, the ingredients are very simple. We're using egg yolks, some lemon juice, a tablespoon of water, and a cup of butter. So not a lot of ingredients there. The only tricky thing is that you want to make sure that you keep it at the right temperature.
Okay.
So when you're adding the melted butter into the hot eggs, you don't want it to curdle or cook. It's very important that you're always whisking and that you don't, cook the eggs. It stays in a nice, smooth, consistent sauce.
So it's not so much that it's difficult, it just requires maybe a little bit of finesse.
Exactly.
Okay.
A little bit of patience. Okay, so if you have a double boiler, you can use that. In this case, we're just using a pot, simmering water.
Okay.
A bowl that goes right on top, okay? You don't want the bottom of the bowl to be touching the water. Okay, so you want to make sure that there's a space in between there. What I'm going to do is I have 4 yolks here. I'm going to just put in a tablespoon of water. We're going to mix this all together before it goes over the double boiler.
Okay.
So we have a tablespoon of water and about 3.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Thank you. All right, so whisk that up. We're gonna put it right over the double boiler.
Okay. And there we're just sort of tempering the yolks. Is the idea to sort of heat them slowly so that they don't really cook, right?
Yes. Yeah, you just want to heat these up slowly, and then same with the butter. You want to be pouring it into the yolks very slowly.
Okay.
Okay, because the eggs are going to be warm, the butter's cool now. Okay. I'm just going to peek on my eggs here. Oh, they're looking very good.
Fantastic.
They're looking good. Okay, so let's try this. This is a cup of butter exactly. About a tablespoon or so at a time.
Okay.
And just continuously whisking.
So we'll just keep going with that same thing slowly and add more and more of the butter until the full cup is in there, and that's all there is to it with the sauce?
Exactly. Then you just want to put it aside, put a lid on it until you're ready to use it. It'll thicken up nicely, and it'll be a beautiful sauce to pour over the Eggs Benedict when it's all put together.
That's not so scary after all. We'll let Rachel finish off the sauce. When we come back, we'll put the whole thing together and make it ready to serve for Mom's special day. Don't miss that.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home, where Chef Rachel has literally whipped up a fantastic breakfast for Mom. Rachel, this hollandaise sauce had me scared, I have to tell you, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, it turned out very nicely. The last thing we want to do here is just season it with a little bit of salt.
Okay.
So if you want to do that. Now,
just a pinch? Or?
Just a pinch. Yeah, and then we'll mix it up. I think maybe a little bit more if you like salt. Now, if your sauce gets a little too thick in the cooking process, you can just add, a tablespoon at a time of hot water. Keep on whisking, and it should thin it out a bit, okay?
Fantastic.
So now we're all ready to assemble. I'll get the English muffins. There we go. So I'll put 2 halves on a plate. Perfect. Next is the bacon. Okay.
Wonderful.
And then the eggs turned out very nicely. They're perfectly poached eggs. So we'll just wiggle those out on top. Come on.
Oh, look at that. Voila.
Looks very nice.
Of course, as always, you can find this and all of Chef Rachel's recipes available at terragreenhouses.com. We'll top this off with the hollandaise sauce for Eggs Benedict. It's the crowning glory of the whole thing.
Exactly. Serve it with a little bit of sliced tomato for some color, some freshness. You can also put in some spinach in there if you like. There's a lot of different variations you can do.
And you get bonus points if you serve it to Mom in bed. To all of you moms at home, have a very happy Mother's Day from all of us here at TERRA at Home. Looks great.
There we go.
Come join our colorful team at TERRA, where color lives.